got stuck to you. Something very exciting happened. I got a really big order off of my online store. Thank you so much, Nicole, if you're watching, for your order. That's like one of the biggest orders I've ever gotten, so I was very surprised to see it. But Nicole actually got 2 art prints and a charm, and my art prints are currently still packed away in my convention thing. So you get to watch me try to get it out of here. Right. Yeah, there we go. I literally never open it the right way. So Nicole got both of my Annie and Ro Devil Take prints. For those of you guys who don't know, if you're YouTube only, oh my god, what is the thing called? Instagram. My Instagram has a really inflated follower count. If you go and check out, I think currently we're at like 49k, 50k, something like that. Because a couple animations of my characters went sort of viral, and it's these 2 characters. So this is Annie and Ro, and they are my slasher couple characters. So this one's called Night Crawling, and I don't remember what the other one's called. Oops. But they're available on the site, along with a lot of other prints that I have. Which I don't know if I've technically done like a, this is what my art looks like in these vlogs so far. So surprise, that's what my art looks like. I don't really have a good way to record myself packaging prints yet, so yeah, we'll just do it like this, I guess. In case you were wondering, my prints are 11 by 14, and they are currently $25 each. Now that price will not be changing because that's my staple price for conventions, and it does well for me. But I am looking into making a run of smaller prints at a cheaper price point, so it'll be cheaper to ship, cheaper to buy, cheaper to make, for just across the board. So let me know in the comments below what size you like that's smaller than that. I was leaning towards like 8.5 by 11, I think. I'm trying not to do 4 by 6 because that's the Patreon size. Tube. 2 plugs. This print is called Red-Handed. I had to check my thing. So you have Night Crawling and Red-Handed. Check my own listing. That's so sad. I'll put up. And whenever I ship stickers, I do it like this. I think I need to reorder more business cards too. We also got this, which, fun fact, The Conjuring is my favorite movie. It's my favorite horror franchise. I love them so much. And this is actually one of my best-selling acrylic charms. I'm surprised how many horror or Conjuring fans there are that are like me, who just desperately wanted content and merch for them. But it's okay, guys. It only took 10 years. We finally got a Funko Pop. And this should fit right down the middle. Oh, you know what? These are new. These thank you cards are bigger, aren't they? I don't think it's gonna fit. Oh, wait. It did. Let's go. One thing I don't like about shipping tubes is getting these tops on. It's like, usually have to do this. Okay, there it goes. Alright, so we're gonna measure this bad boy and print the shipping label. Shipping label. Heavy. So I've been debating getting one of these for a while, and I saw this one was on sale on Amazon, so I decided to go ahead and grab one of the walking pads. I'm hoping that having one of these in the office will kind of help get me moving more and help with the problem that I have with my knees and stuff. The only thing I'm worried about is that I'm worried it's going to be really loud. I did check the reviews and people said this one was pretty quiet. They said like their roommates couldn't hear it and stuff, so hopefully that'll be the case, because I swear my house is just like two logs held together by hot glue. So I don't know, we'll see. The only thing I'm worried about is that this room is not very big and if I don't think this one can really like fold up or anything, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it, but where I'm gonna put it when I'm not using it, but whatever. Health is important, right? Right. It is January 12th. I think it's a Sunday. Yeah, it's a Sunday. And I'm doing client stuff most of today. Go read Raising Hell, A Demon's Guide to Parenting on Webtoon, or Webtoon Originals now. If you like webtoons and like comedy action manga, highly recommend. It's incredible. But a lot of my client work is working for Mana, doing like assets and rendering some random stuff kind of thing for the comic. Occasionally I'll do like editing, very rarely, but I also do thumbnail like planning and stuff every once in a while. But for the most part, it's like whenever you see something like an object, like a bracelet that's painted and very ornate, that's usually me. If you do read it, I know one of the chapters up has the little like MP like magic power bars that pop up. I did the like really ornate looking ones, not the cartoon ones or the crayon ones. But anyway, it is about 5 p.m. and I thought I would do a little talking while I work segment. I haven't tried one of these before. Let me know if you like it. But so yesterday was the debut for one of the clients that I've been working for the past month, which was very exciting. His name is Artemis. He's with the Mythos group of VTubers who are all like gender bent Greek gods. And he and his generation debuted yesterday, which was really exciting. He did a good job. I mean, he did a great job. I thought his debut was great. All the guys did great. It seemed like it went over really, really well, and it was really exciting because everyone was so nice, so supportive of the stuff I did, because I did his sub badges, I did his backgrounds that will be behind him while he's streaming, and then I did his lore video that was like his intro. So that was pretty cool to see the reactions to that. And you can go watch the lore video on Twitter now, maybe YouTube. Not sure if it's on YouTube. I know it's up on Twitter though, if you want to see the stuff I was working on. You saw a little bit of it last vlog? Maybe? So it is January, which means it is my birthday month. My birthday's still like a week away or something. But my brother just handed me my birthday gift, and thank God he did. So it's a new controller for my PlayStation, because I play a lot of Overwatch. It's like my one thing I do outside of work is play Overwatch, and I play a lot of comp, and my controller has stick drifts so bad, like literally if you're the field of view for the camera, it's like every time I turn on it just starts going like this. Which is impossible to play. So he got me a new controller, which I'm also really excited about because this color I love. It's like one of my favorite colors, and it actually looks a lot like the hair color to my character Carmilla, which is why I've always wanted this controller. So very exciting. I could finally play a game again. Look at how pretty that is. I love that color. Wow. Yay. I can finally play Sojourn again. My girl. Okay, so real quick, editing Yokani here. Some of these clips were originally intended for a separate video that I've now scrapped, so I've put them back into this January vlog. So the reason for scrapping the video is, and you'll notice in the clips, sometimes I'm talking about this February update, and somehow I did not record a video explaining what I was talking about. So originally, when I was recording these clips for that separate video, the idea was it was going to be my first big shop update that was like all original work based on a theme, and it was going to be mini prints, shirts, stickers, and charms, and that's how I want to do future drops from now on. However, I was very ambitious with that one, and for some reason I thought that I could get all of that done and ordered and in and ready to go and post by February 14th. It's April 2nd. I don't have any of the products. So I have scrapped that idea. So if at any point in the next couple clips you hear me talk about this fabled February update, that didn't happen. I'm still waiting to pull the trigger on some of these items. I still like the art, but I don't think the idea itself was strong enough to warrant an update, just because some things have changed in America since January, early January. So I think I was a little bit ambitious and a little bit too optimistic about the state of things, and I just don't think it would be smart for me as a business to invest in those items, because I really don't think they would do as well as I wanted in that form. I still intend on doing stuff with the art that I made. I'm still going to put shirts up, but they're not going to, the dedicated drop isn't going to be them. I'm working on another one, another idea, but in the meantime, I still have the clips to record, so that's just a little bit of perspective from future, current Kelly. So now we're going to go back to January. So again, if you get confused at any point, me talking about a February drop or whatever, there was no February drop. You still can't get this stuff. I will definitely include in a video in the future when this stuff is live, but I still wanted to show what I was working on. And again, I want to keep these videos as real as I possibly can, and that means including moments like this where you realize, hey, you might have put a bunch of work into something, but it's not that it's not good. It's just not going to pan out, and maybe it's better you catch it early instead of investing money into it and then wasting that money. So that's where I'm at right now. I'll talk about it more a little bit later, not recorded off of my laptop. Well, yeah, anyway, back to the video. So it is January 16th. I just woke up. Sorry for the mess, but I got rejected from MomoCon, but I did just get accepted to a local con called Tidewater Comic Con. So I am officially signed up for 2 conventions this year. By this time last year, I was already signed up for like 7, and I had done 2 already. So this year's not looking too good. I mean, I wanted to do less cons to focus on my online stuff, but that's kind of scary. Like, that at this rate, my first con isn't gonna be until like summer, May, June. And I've said before, but conventions make about 50% of my income. So that's kind of scary to think that I'm not going to make anything for the first half of the year, basically. So I really hope this shop drop does well. We will see. But yeah, that's the update right now, and I'm really thankful for that one con, but that's really scary that I just can't seem to get anything. I'm really hoping that Dragon Con lets me in, because I think if I do play my cards right, I can make enough at Dragon Con to make up for not having a lot of shows this year, and hopefully Dragon Con will do well if I have shirts and stuff to bring too. But I am worried about the initial investment to get the shirts made. I might have to look into getting like a business credit card or something, which I don't want to do, but we'll see. We'll see. she's looking like right now, and I think this is pretty close to done. It's a little bit like sketchy in there, and so there's some rough parts I want to render out, but I actually really like this sort of rough painted look to it. I think it gives it some character. So there's some areas that I want to fix. Like I think I'm going to make the ruffles down here a little different, but I think she's looking pretty cute. I really like her. I don't know. I hope people like her. I think that this will be good for the shirt, but for the sticker, it's a little big. The sticker and the keychain. So I'm gonna take this frame and shrink it down and then probably add some other like lace elements around it so that for the keychain and the sticker, it's more of a compact design. But overall, I think it looks pretty good, so that's exciting. Also, I love this one so much that it has made me want to go back. Where's my mouse? Nope, not this. And completely do this one from the ground up. I still like the idea, but I think I want to take another crack at this and see if I can do it better, just because I don't think it matches the quality of this one. I think this one is really, really good. Also, I'm in love with this style. I want to do a lot more stuff with this, so that's got me excited for future ideas and future drops and stuff, but I'm trying to focus on this one. I want the February drop to be 2 shirt designs, this one and the other one. They'll have prints versions of each. If you buy a shirt, I'm going to include a little mini print of what's on the shirt for free, and then stickers, the sticker pack that's probably in this style. And I think I don't know if this is biting off more than I can chew, boop, just because I don't know if my manufacturer is going to be able to do it in time, but I think I also want to drop this new mystery bag set that I was talking about for that drop as well. So I think I'll also include that in this video. Maybe we'll do some sketching and stuff tomorrow if I have time, but I think I'm gonna finish this, I'm mostly telling you this so I don't forget because it's 1 a.m. but finish this tomorrow, make the sticker and keychain variant for it, and then hop over and finish the other one, redo the other one from scratch. But yeah, I don't know, I'm really excited. I like this design a lot. I think she looks really cute. I hope people like her too. If they like her enough, I might bring her back as like a recurring character, but I wasn't intending that. I thought each drop was just going to be like its own kind of thing, but she might get a re-release at some point if people like her, because I really like her. She's so cute. Also, it's low-key kind of fun because I don't have a character design that's like this, like at all. She's very out of my wheelhouse. Most of my characters are like modern day, so to have like a 1800s girly who's red and green, I don't have that color scheme like at all, so this is quite fun. I might expand her world, her little dark whimsical world at some point, but yeah, I'm so excited. She's looking so good. Okay, so did some minor changes and a little bit more rendering, mostly on him, but I think she's done. I added a little bit of blood splatter onto the frame just to kind of bring the picture together. Same thing with some shadows, just so it looks like she's interacting with the frame. And I think I also moved some elements. So I moved this element over just a tad, just so it feels more balanced. And I think it's done. So this, where is my mouse? Where's my mouse? Okay, there it is. So this is the mock-up of what it'll look like on a shirt. I think that's really cute. It's a shirt I would wear. I like it. I think the last little things I want to do is I want to see how this line doesn't match up with this line. So I think I might bump this out just a tad. And then maybe, not sure, add a stroke around the whole image so that it separates from the lace a little bit. Maybe, not sure yet. Gonna play with it a little bit, but basically she's done. So I'm going to do the quick edit those quick edits and then do the quick edit for the sticker keychain design, which I mentioned earlier, but is going to be taking this frame, maybe tweaking it a little bit, but mostly just shrinking it down so that it has a better shape and it won't be so big for the sticker. But for the shirt, she's basically done. I'm very excited. I think this looks really cute. I hope people like it. I love this style. Like, I keep looking at it and I'm like, holy shit, I drew that? Wow. She looks really cute. I think for the print, I'm just gonna leave the background white. I actually think it looks really good. I think it has a bit of like a Leyendecker effect. So for the print, I'm gonna do some very light texturing on the white background just to give it a bit more depth. That's not gonna be reflected in the sticker or the shirt, but for the print, it'll be like that. But I think she looks really good. I love this. Yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, let's do those little tweaks and then play with the stroke, and then it's going to be doing the entire, redoing the other print that's going to be the mirror for this. I'm thinking part of the reason why I don't really like them is that other than the axe, they don't look like they go together really. Like, I know they're supposed to be two entirely different styles, but, like, she has so much more character than this one does. So I want to start this one from the ground up. I don't think the headless butler is going to be involved in the piece at all. I might bring some of this rendering style into it, but keep it more monochrome because I do want this to be more like serious. More like darkly elegant, while this one is darkly whimsical, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, I think she looks super cute. I'm so excited. I hope you guys like her. I'm like in love. I think she's so cute. Okay, so I am partially through re-inking and completely redoing the other design for the drop. And I'm so glad I decided to do it because it's looking so much better. So this is what she used to look like, right? Like, not bad, not bad, not bad. But this is what the new lines look like. And I think that looks so much better. I'm going to move her down a little bit because I really like all the detail in her hair. So I'm going to move her down a little bit so you can actually see the hair and stuff. And then we're going to redo all the detailing around the outside. And I made this shape bigger, the frame, so that she's not so tiny in the composition. But yeah, I think it looks so much better. I'm a little sad because this is going to get cut off, but I do really like the like silhouette shape of her dress at the bottom too, but you won't see that, I don't think. But yeah, sorry if the previous footage of me working on this is a little bit weird. I can only record off my phone, so I'm having to switch between recording vertically for YouTube and then switching and recording horizontally for Instagram, and I'm forgetting which one I've done, which one I haven't. So this is I'll have this as like a time-lapse recording placed in so you can see the progress, because I think most of this got recorded in vertical. Oh my god, destroying everything. Oh yay, oh yay. so she's done. I think this turned out amazing. I am so happy that I listened to my gut and I agreed and I understood that even though I considered the old one finished, it wasn't good enough. And oh my god, I am so glad I did, because this is basically what the old one looked like. Some of the layers are wrong. And so that's what the old Axe Girl looked like. And that's what the new one looks like. And I think the difference is like literally night and day. Like, it looks so much better. I'm so much happier with the design work I did around this part. I wasn't dissatisfied with this. It just wasn't working. And I think what I needed was a tighter design around her, so from far away it's not as distracting actually. And then I repurposed that looser design in the background. So this will be on the print, the prints and the stickers, but on the shirt you won't see that. So the shirt mock-up, it'll look like this, which I think looks really cool. I'm very excited. I hope people like it. I'm so happy that I'm so happy that I didn't, I have a problem with sunken cost fallacy where I'm like, well, I already spent hours on it, I might as well. But I'm so glad that I was like, no, I can do better. Let's just start from the ground up. So she, yeah. So this is a better look at her new line art and stuff. And then I was able to find a really good font. It's called Mr. Darcy. But it looks so good. I am in love. So now I'm going to make the moon, because this is what I'm calling the moon design. So it's darker, it's more elegant, more less whimsical than the other one. So I'm gonna have moon. This is like the main moon design, and then I'll have stickers and a keychain for it. And then you've already seen the sun designs, which is the cuter, more whimsical versions. So but yeah, I am so excited. I think it looks so good. Like, I would wear this. If I saw this, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of sick. I need this. I am so excited. I think it looks really cool. The camera is making it a little bit more contrasty than it is, but hopefully, well, I'll have to wait. You guys won't have to wait, hopefully, in this video. I'll get some, what's the word? Samples made. And then we will go from there. I'm a little torn on the samples because the website that I was using to do the like print on demand thing, Tap Stitch, is very expensive. But the alternative is that I have to order bulk from like a printer. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I don't know. Ordering bulk is a lot more scary now since I haven't had any conventions, and I won't have any conventions for a while. But the print on demand is scary because like if someone gets a shirt, because it's print on demand, I will not have seen it, so I can't really like check it myself, and someone might get one that's bad, and then that could lead like the previous review I talked about. So I don't know, I'm still on the fence. There's pros and cons to both, but at least my design is cool. So last little thing for this drop is to design the moon stickers and keychain, and then we'll be all good. I wanted to do my first enamel pin with this as well, but I think that's gonna have to wait till a later drop because I don't think I'm gonna have the money to do that. We'll see. Alright, and so here is the look at the final collection. So I put them all in a document so it'll be a little easier, but this is the t-shirt designs, and these are what I'm considering the main illustrations. So both of these will be available on shirts. These are going to be 4x6 mini postcard prints that come with each shirt purchase, hopefully. It depends. If I go with print on demand, I can't do that. And then I'll just offer them for sale separately too if people just want that. But if I do end up getting the shirt quantities in, and like I'm shipping them out, like I bulk order them, then I will be offering that with each one. These are going to be the 11 by 14 big prints that are available. And then these are the quote-unquote sun stickers. So these will be available as fairly big vinyl stickers. And then this design is going to also be the keychain. And then same thing over here. These will be big vinyl stickers. And then this one is going to be the keychain. So and that was most of the stuff I did for January for 2025. I admittedly wasn't much. You guys saw a very cut down version of just a lot of work, a lot of client work. Again, if you guys are curious what I do mostly, then go check out Raising Hell, Demon's Guide to Parenting on Webtoon Originals. A lot of the work that I do ends up in that webtoon. The creator of it, Mana, is a good friend of mine, and she makes the webtoon, and then she also runs Mana Moon Company. So between the two of those things, that's most of my client work that I get, with a few other random things sprinkled in. I'm still on the fence about taking more client work because I want to focus on the business, and having client work really just takes time away from that. But also I have just been burned so badly previously by client work that I'm like, maybe it's not for me. So I don't know, that'd be a story for another time if you guys are interested in hearing about it. But I did want to come on here and close out the vlog talking about myself and the purpose of this YouTube channel, because I feel like I just kind of dropped videos off, like, here you go, here you go, here you go, without like explaining who I am or whatever. So for the people who have been checking out the videos, I really appreciate it. But here's a little like, oh, this is the person you've been watching. But like I said at the beginning of the video, or like you may or may not already know, my name's Kelly, and I have been an artist my entire life. And my original life dream was to go to animation school and then go to work in the animation industry. Typically, I wanted to work on movies. I love storytelling. The only thing I like more than art and the process of painting and drawing and all that stuff is telling a story. And I make my own comics because of that, and I always dreamed about hitting it big, going to the animation world, and then having my own TV show or movie or whatever and telling my stories. And so I spent pretty much my entire life hyper-focused on that dream. And if you can't tell, that did not happen. I turned 31 this month. You guys just saw the birthday celebration, and I'm still in my same hometown with absolutely minuscule, actually no, zero animation credits or anything. I've never been able to get a job. I graduated in 2016, and some personal stuff happened there that really kind of set the tone for my post-grad life. And I think it set me back farther than I expected. For those who don't know the lore, my estranged birth father passed away right as I graduated. And that really kind of fucked me up for a while, even though we didn't have a relationship at all. And I didn't realize till many years later that that was what I was dealing with and working through. And because of that, I felt like I had kind of a late start. And then when I really did try to sit down and buckle down, we're gonna do it, we're gonna get a job, I got rejected from everything. I couldn't get an internship, I couldn't get any sort of remote work, any like small little bits here and there. There was a small studio that I worked with for a time, but I ended up splitting off of them for personal reasons. And since then, I have just been a little bit directionless, because I think I took that without realizing it, took it pretty personally that I was almost, we're 9 years, almost a decade post-graduation, and I've never got an animation job. Now, I'm not one to super believe in like universe stuff, but I'm starting to think that was on purpose. I'm starting to think that the universe was like, the universe, God, whomever, was like, hey, that is not your path, that is not your job. I think the reason is that that's not my path, And I'm starting to think that for a couple things. First of all, I started doing conventions and selling my art on the side and stuff as a means to make money and pay rent while I was trying to get a job. Because I had, in 2019, I got what was supposed to be my dream beginning job. I moved to another city, fresh new start, had a job doing art for a company. We'll get into that story later. That was a shit show. And then COVID hit in 2020 and I was let go from that job. And for the first time in my life, I didn't have a job. I felt like I had failed my art career spectacularly. I was like, I barely had it for a year. Again, that was my first art job. Up until then, I had worked in like a mailroom and I was working at a comic shop for a while, kind of thing. But that was my first art job. And I was clinging on to it so hard because of that. Because I was like, this is the start. This is the beginning of my career finally. And then COVID happened and everything blew up. And so in the middle of COVID and all that insane shit happening, I was just trying to make money. I was just trying to pay rent without having my job. And I got lucky in that some art jobs sort of fell into my lap and they did not pay a lot. I was very lucky that my mom was letting me stay at home during that time. Also, I'm pretty good with money, so I had savings and stuff. It wasn't like desolate end of the world kind of thing, but mentally it was terrible. I was so defeated and I was so depressed and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I failed, like that's what I thought I did. And so since then I have been doing odds and ends and random client work, commissions, and I guess I always was doing that thinking it was for the end of getting a job in the animation industry. But I had this sort of epiphany last year that I was having more fun making my own products, selling at conventions, building a brand, building my own identity than I was when I worked for other people. And I think I realized that my dream job was not working in the animation industry, leaving my home, being that far away from my family, because I'm on the East Coast. If I was going to do animation, I'd probably have to go LA. And I would have been so far away from my family and my friends, and I'm like, I'm not really that kind of person. I like to be able to just drive to my mom's house whenever I want and see her. So I realized that I think my dream was never actually that, and I really like running my own business. And that's when I decided to get serious about YouTube, get serious about the business, get serious about a business plan, and stop treating it like this back burner. Oh, I made enough money to get by this month. Cool, thank you. People buying at my convention booth anyway. Like, I really like it. And so that's my goal for the YouTube videos, is that I want them to document me building my dream business as, I guess, an older artist in the community. I know 31 in the grand scheme of things is not actually that old, but compared to like everyone else that I keep seeing, and they're like, I'm 22, here's my 6-figure convention weekend. I'm like, wow. I've never been like that level. I'm hoping that my YouTube will be a way to document everything and be an inspiration for anyone else who may be in my position. Maybe you realizing in your 30s that you want to pursue something else. It's a little scary with everything going on to do that, but it's also, I think it's something worthwhile, because you only live once. Might as well go for it. The worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work out and you start again, but you've already started again a couple times, so what's one more time? But hopefully I won't have to. And hopefully I can connect with you guys. I'd love to make more friends who are in the art community. I really don't have that many. I'd love to make friends, meet new people, and bring you guys along for what I am assuming will be a very crazy ride. But yeah, that's my ramble that I want to end this video off with. I hope it was interesting. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight into who I am. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention is that in all of that, the school I went to and got my degree from was a scam school. So I got scammed, which probably didn't help with the whole not being able to get a job thing. So I was really starting life with a lot of baggage. I had a scammy school that, and I could say that with my full chest because it was so scammy that the US government just recently stepped in. There was like a lawsuit. It was that bad. So I had a scammy, for-profit, useless degree that the word on the street is, I don't have any proof for this one, but the word on the street is that if people saw that was your degree on your application, they just threw you out immediately or put you in the back of the list because they knew you didn't learn the things you needed to learn to be in a pipeline. Don't know if that's true, but it would make a lot of sense. But yeah, so I just had a really rough start to adulthood. And I'm using my 30s as a method to take that back, hopefully, maybe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the video and look out for more. I'm hoping to do more than just vlogs. Currently struggling with what that might look like, but I'm hoping vlogs will just be like a part of the channel because only posting once a month is kind of meh. And as you've seen, not every month is exciting. I was hoping to do a lot more conventions this year. That's not happening. So anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.